China has never shied away from bold, world-changing projects, but perhaps its most astonishing feat isn't towering skyscrapers or sprawling highways, it's the transformation of barren deserts into thriving green landscapes. With an insatiable drive for development, China has taken on some of the most unforgiving terrains on Earth, from the relentless sands of the Gobi to the shifting dunes of the Taklamakan. This is no exaggeration. China just removed billions of tons of sand from the desert, and what happened a year later surprised everyone. Through sheer determination and innovative techniques, the country is rewriting the fate of its arid lands. This is an extraordinary story. Hang tight and let's go. The Great Green Wall Project. In 1978, China launched an extensive afforestation initiative to combat desertification, particularly the encroachment of the Gobi Desert. This was known as the Great Green Wall or the Three North Shelter Forest Program and spanned the northern regions of China. The idea was to create a vast network of forest belts to act as windbreaks, stabilize sand dunes, and improve ecological conditions. The situation was dire and demanded bold action. In the late 20th century, China faced significant environmental challenges due to rapid desertification, especially in the northern and western regions. These regions, particularly the Gobi Desert and parts of the Taklamakan Desert, were expanding at alarming rates, leading to devastating consequences for agriculture, water resources, and the livelihoods of millions of people. Sandstorms, which were becoming more frequent and intense, were affecting not only China but also neighboring countries like Japan, South Korea, and even parts of Russia. China was far from the superpower it is today. However, the ambition of the Chinese people and the memory of the century of humiliation were just as strong. China took a decisive step in the matter, one that would have forced even the greatest powers of the time to reconsider. After the Cultural Revolution that lasted from 1966 to 1976, China was beginning to open up economically under Deng Xiaoping's leadership, who introduced a series of reforms in 1978 that focused on modernization, industrialization, and improving the standard of living. This period marked a shift towards economic liberalization, though the country still faced deep-seated environmental challenges. The Gobi Desert's expansion and the resulting ecological damage were becoming pressing concerns both in terms of human survival and national security. The desert's expansion not only threatened agricultural production but also caused dust storms that reached as far as Beijing, reducing air quality, affecting health, and even disrupting air travel. The Three North Shelter Forest Program was launched to address these challenges, and its scale and ambition make it one of the most remarkable initiatives of its time. The project was designed to cover an area of approximately 2.6 million square kilometers, roughly the size of the entire country of India, by planting a network of forests across China's northern regions. The goal was to create forest belts that would act as windbreaks to prevent sandstorms, stabilize sand dunes, and gradually turn barren deserts into arable land. The program was a massive effort involving the planting of billions of trees. By 2009, over 193,000 square miles, or 500,000 square kilometers, had been covered with trees, with 21,000 square miles or 54,000 square kilometers planted in 2006 alone. The sheer scale of planting, combined with the difficult climatic and geographical conditions, made it an extraordinary task that required both technological innovation and immense human labor. Over the decades, it has involved millions of workers, including government personnel, local farmers, and volunteers, all contributing to the success of the project. One of the most significant aspects of the project was the challenge of growing trees in arid, high wind, and often salty desert soils. The Chinese government employed innovative techniques, including the selection of desert-resistant plant species to ensure the survival of the forests. Moreover, water conservation and soil management techniques were integrated into the planting process to maximize success and prevent the trees from dying. The program wasn't just about planting trees, it involved the mobilization of millions of people across China. Local communities played a crucial role in planting and maintaining forests, making it a collective national effort. On a broader scale, the Great Green Wall is seen as one of the most significant efforts to combat desertification worldwide, with its success offering valuable lessons to other regions facing similar environmental degradation. The benefits of the Three North Shelter Forest Program have been far-reaching and continue to have a profound impact on China's environmental, economic, and social landscape. The most immediate and significant benefit of the project has been its success in halting and even reversing desertification. The expansion of the Gobi Desert and other deserts has been slowed, and by 2022 some areas of the desert had actually begun to shrink, reversing a trend of desertification that had lasted for centuries. One of the most visible and impactful outcomes of the program has been the reduction in the frequency and intensity of sandstorms that once plagued northern China. This has improved air quality, reduced health problems related to dust inhalation, and minimized the economic disruptions caused by these storms. Beijing and other northern cities have seen fewer sandstorms, and agricultural productivity has been restored in affected regions. The forests have also played a key role in stabilizing soil and increasing moisture retention, helping to combat soil erosion and restore the fertility of lands that were previously unfit for cultivation. Improved soil quality has allowed agriculture to flourish in areas where farming was previously impossible. As forests have flourished, new agricultural opportunities have also emerged, and areas that were once barren have become productive agricultural lands. The Great Green Wall has contributed to China's food security by preventing soil erosion and ensuring stable crop yields. Additionally, the forests themselves can be a source of timber and other forest products, contributing to local economies. Moreover, the project has played a role in carbon sequestration, helping to absorb carbon dioxide and mitigate the effects of climate change. The large-scale afforestation has made a significant contribution to China's efforts to meet its environmental goals, including carbon neutrality by 2060. Also, by creating stable ecosystems in formerly desert regions, the project has contributed to the restoration of biodiversity. Species that had been at risk of extinction have been able to recover. But how did the Chinese accomplish all of this? Well, to understand that, we must start from the very beginning: the Gobi Desert and the challenge of desertification. Absolutely, here's the continuation of your text, formatted into clear and natural paragraphs while keeping every original word exactly as you wrote it, no edits, only structure added. The Gobi Desert is one of the largest deserts in the world, covering parts of northern China and southern Mongolia. It is a cold desert with extreme temperature variations, from scorching heat in the summer to sub-zero cold in the winter. Its arid environment, strong winds, and scarce rainfall make it a formidable natural barrier. Over the centuries, the Gobi has expanded, encroaching on farmlands and threatening human settlements. China's battle with desertification has been long and arduous. The problem was particularly severe in the 20th century due to a combination of natural and human-induced factors. Overgrazing, deforestation, and poor land management practices had stripped the soil of vegetation, leaving it vulnerable to erosion by wind and water. The result was a vicious cycle. As vegetation disappeared, the soil became less stable, leading to more erosion, more sandstorms, and more desert expansion. The situation worsened during the 1950s and 1960s, when population growth and increased demand for agricultural land led to the overuse of fragile ecosystems. In regions like Inner Mongolia, Ningxia, and Gansu, vast areas of grassland were converted into farmland, disrupting the natural balance and accelerating desertification. By the 1970s, the problem had reached critical levels. In some areas, entire villages were being buried under sand, and thousands of people were forced to relocate as the desert swallowed their homes and farmland. The environmental and economic consequences were catastrophic. Agricultural productivity plummeted, water sources dried up, and sandstorms became an almost yearly disaster. In the spring, massive dust storms would sweep across northern China, blanketing cities in thick yellow dust and turning the skies dark. These storms not only caused respiratory illnesses and transportation disruptions but also deposited millions of tons of sand across farmlands, making cultivation nearly impossible.